Dr. Chukka Kondaya, Dr. A.R.M. Raju, my colleague, Mr. Sri Ramamurthy, and Mr. Samavedam from the Federal Bank, who is representing our lead partner at the national level. And we are also expecting Mr. T.S. Apparao later today to formally release the report here in Hyderabad. Welcome all of you. In fact, when Dr. A.R.M. Raju was mentioning about two of the happenings over the last 15 to 20 years, the happenings relating to micro, small and medium enterprises, or maybe SSIs, or maybe SMEs, whatever it is. One is that he was mentioning about the, Mr. Rajeshwar Rao also was mentioning about the story of 15 years, bringing out a report series and carrying it forward through these years. Thanks for the applause. But the other side of it is that in 1997, the report series came up as part of an international event like this, which happened in another place, where it was a stakeholder international event meeting on the SSI sector those days, jointly by the Institute and the then Department of SSI in the Ministry of Industry, Government of India, where this demand came from the floor itself. Two things: that on the one side, there should be some sort of a system of documentation on the SSI sector, so much so that whether we could provide little more of visibility to the sector. Now the wording, the person who made that argument first, that we cannot do big things, but at least little more of visibility to the sector. And the discussion went on, and subsequently also came the argument that what you are talking about, little more of visibility, it cannot just be an ad hoc thing. Because if it is just a matter of little more of visibility, then people are already talking about that. Government is talking about that. Private sector is talking about that. Chambers are talking about that. The argument that came up was that there should be some sort of a permanent dynamic mechanism which sees to it that if at all a little bit happens, it should be continuous. And thus came the demand, the idea of an observatory. Very simple thing, that you should be constantly observing things, rather than just making passing statements saying that this is important, that is important.